All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the new episode, and this time we have some female influence with us. And let me introduce you our guest today. She is an IFBB pro in the bikini category. Katerina, would you
Yes.
like to
Hello.
introduce yourself a little bit? Who are you? What is your competition history? Just give us some facts.
Okay, some facts. My name is Katerina Spivakova. I'm a BB Pro 1 year. Since year ago in Benwader in Alicante, I won my pro card. But my history, my career started 20 years ago.
20 years ago. So,
Yes.
I mean, I know, but for the viewers, how old are you if you competed 20 years ago?
So 39.
39. All right.
39, yes. Yeah, but I competed in fitness category because bikini didn't exist. Bikini, figure, wellness, you know, nothing. Just fitness and woman bodybuilding. So
And woman
it was
bodybuilding was nothing for you back then,
no.
and still not is.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it was my first competition in Las Vegas. I placed third in fitness among very strong girls because in fitness competitors were very strong in that time because
There
was
was no other categories, so the girls could split up.
no,
So the competition was
yes,
very dense back then.
yeah, only fitness and woman bodybuilding. Now bikini, wellness,
And also fit model
figure,
introduced now.
fit model, yeah. So I think many girls will go to the fit models because it's
I think so.
easier, easier for sure. But
It is. It
uh,
is because you don't need as much muscle. You don't need to be that lean because, I
mhm.
mean, bikini also evolved over the years. I mean, I saw you compete in Prague. You were
Yeah.
peeled. You had strider glutes, and you are pretty much very muscular for a bikini, in my opinion, at least. Um, for the
But I'm
viewers,
small, very
who
little small for bikini. Now I need to grow.
and you're since Prague. Prague was your last competition last year. Since then, you were in the off
Prague,
season.
uh, Romania muscle show. In Romania muscle show, I placed fourth in
Oh, I was
30,
there.
32. No,
I was
32
actually there.
girls. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
my
was.
favorite. It's my favorite competition in Europe. Just because, believe it or not, because of the female divisions.
Yeah.
Because I think in this competition, the best of the best in whole Europe compete, especially in women's bodybuilding. The posing routines of the female bodybuilders are by far the best you will ever see in any show.
Way
They
better than
blow
the
the
male.
classic, they blow the classic guys
Yeah.
just out of the water. It's just a different, completely different level. It's amazing. Everybody puts so much time and so much effort into their routines. It's so choreographed. Everything is perfect. It's amazing. It's real athleticism, and that's what I really appreciate about this show.
Mhm. I like the show as well. So I placed fourth. For me, it was very good because I think it was 32 or 33 bikini competitors. So it was very strong competition. So no, then I was Ben Wader in Spain. Ben Wader, I placed fourth as well. But it was my first season like pro. First competitions like pro.
Um, just to ask, why didn't you compete directly at a pro show after you turned pro?
I competed. I competed at the Pro, but I need to rest and to make little progress. So it was one competition after Ben Wader. It was Pro here in Alicante, and it was second call out. I think not good for me.
But
So
but it is still good if you're just
yeah.
turned pro. Um, would you recommend to compete directly as a pro after you won your pro card to just test the waters,
I
or do you
recommend.
regret the decision?
No. I recommend for sure because you need to go to the stage and you need to feel this. You need to see your shape comparison with another pro girls, and then you will you will know what to do and how you will look like. So for sure, I think that girls want when win their pro, they should go and compete.
Okay.
Several, maybe one, two. But the problem is that I was living in Ukraine in war, so for me it was very difficult to travel because it took 2 days to go to the Poland, then to take flight. So for me it was really difficult to compete, and so I need to rest
Okay.
and to make progress. So
And
now I'm going. From the next week, I will start my preparation to the new show, to the new season.
what was
I have
the
a, I
yeah.
have a, wait, I have a question. Since you've been around the block for quite some time, I'm pretty sure you started out training back in, I mean, if you say you're 39 and you did your first row like 20 years ago or something, you obviously were taught to do like real, like proper training and not just kickbacks all day or like kickbacks in the supported dip machine or things like that. So, what is your opinion about the change in female training over the years? Because obviously you were in all the eras also like the late 2010s, and you could see the progression, how bikini was introduced, and obviously that changed the landscape of training for females a lot, right? So what's your opinion on that? Did you change anything about your training? Did you take something of the new stuff and implemented it? What is your general opinion on training compared to now to
Mhm.
back then when you started? And how did you
Oh,
train back then?
uh, completely different, completely everything different. Um, Even when you start to train with new coach, everything different. New approach, training change, diet change. Um, I started to work with new coach, Stefan Boss Outflow.
Stefan
Uh,
Kienzel, not me.
he- he- uh,
Unfortunately, just kidding.
1 year ago, 1 year ago, um, because I competed in amateur. My first year I competed in amateur, and I took 8 competition. 9 months I was I
Last
was.
year or when you started back then?
It was 2 years ago.
Okay.
I one year I competed like pro, like amateur. So when I started, I just one show, next 9 months. I I tried to take pro
Smart
because
prep.
all competition
Grace in the house.
I won my category. I was an absolute category, but I didn't take pro card. So I try again, and then I stopped because competition season finished, and start to work with Stefan. And in 4 months, in first competition, I won pro card,
Um, the training you said changed over the years and
which
also with
changed.
every coach. But back then, when you started, did you first think about competing, or was it just for yourself to improve your physique? And what was your goal when you started training?
Mm, when I started training many years ago, it was just like a hobby, but I wanted to try because something new. Then I had many breaks because I have 3 kids. So
That's also
um,
Yeah,
something I want to get to after the training
yeah, that's what
topic.
I want. That's what I wanted to speak about. Because she talked about competing for 9 months straight, and I know like sometimes people get in their head like, oh, prep is so hard, and I understand prep is hard, but to balance that with a family and 3 kids is like
Yeah.
while in the midst of being somewhere that's in the midst of a war, that is a great like dedication to what you're trying to do. Especially being a pro athlete in the midst of that is like, man,
Yes,
hats off to you. That
Also
is a
with the
lot.
travel, how do you manage it? I mean, I'm not a father. Rene down here is also not a father, but Dre is. But he has one daughter. But I think it's very difficult. Maybe I'm just thinking it. In your case, you're moving out of your home country to another country. Are you living by yourself and caring for the kids by yourself?
my mother live with me. Yes, together we we carry out with these kids because I could not even compete if I, so now yes we are moved to Spain because it's very difficult. 2.5 years we lived in war, so every day bombs, drones. It's and it was the time when I competed, when I started competing. So it was very very difficult. But you ask me about why I'm doing this because it's my passion. I like to change my body. I like to see how to change my body. I just live in this. I admire and I don't know. It's my passion. In one word, it's one passion. I like to be in prep. I like to be in discipline. For me, for me,
Is it
it's not.
still hard for you? Because you're saying it's your passion, and with passion, everybody is getting easier, maybe. But still, you need to care for three kids, and you're traveling and you're prepping. I know you personally. You're pretty lean all year round, I think. You're not that far over stage weight, but at the end of prep, it gets hard. You need to do more cardio. It's time intensive. Maybe mood swings. How do you manage family life then? Is it
I get up very early.
so you
By
wake up early, and how much do you sleep? So your sleep is the thing you cut back.
I I try to go to sleep at 10 at 11 together with kids. So I get up at 6 o'clock and I have enough time to do everything, to do cardio, and then to work, then to go to train, and then again to get together with mother do something with kids for their section, for their sports section, for their life here.
What are they doing for sports?
Chess, chess,
Nice.
football, gymnastic, because I have two boys and one girl. So it's a lot of things. It's in 8 or 9 sports section for everyone, for all of them.
For you, it seems to be easy. It seems to
I would
be
like to
easy. You just,
I, I would like to point out
I'm
some.
good. I'm good in time management.
I think that's the point, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think also she said she loves the discipline, like being disciplined, and that is a very important part. I think it makes it easier, because you understand that I have to be disciplined to do the things that I need to do. So in that, okay, it's not that you don't think of you have to do it. You think you're like, I want to do it. So it's that discipline, like this is something I want to do because I know it'll make me better here. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of people kind of forget, like, discipline is supposed to be hard for a reason. It's not supposed to be easy. But once we buy into discipline, things get better. And I think a lot of times we want everything right now, but we don't see that, we must be disciplined for a while to create a habit that we do this every single day, and it's a part of our day, and it's something that we love, so it don't feel so hard after a while. It's just something like we love to do.
This
I
is the way
also
of life.
I would like to throw in a quote here from Jocko Willink, because he always says that discipline equals freedom. And if you think about it, it's absolutely correct to say that,
Hmm.
because if you have control over everything that is going on in your life, it obviously um, it helps you managing things in a better way because you already have the structure there. So your time management is going to be in the appropriate place. So you can make room for certain things because you're obviously not procrastinating. You're not saying, oh, I'm gonna do this
Yes.
later or what. And like you already said, you get up early so you can do all the things that are necessary in order to set up your day, to care for your kids, to get everything in place, to make the whole day work. So discipline is not a restraint at all. It actually creates freedom in pretty much everything else that you want to do.
Yes, and I think it's the way of life. It's not only now in prep. I could say that even when I was pregnant and gave birth to the kids, it always was discipline because if I eat it a lot and didn't train in that period, for sure I could not
Push that much.
I could not return to stage, and because I have no stretch marks, nothing that show that I am mother. So
I didn't even know that you were a mother, and I also didn't even know that you were a 39. So it speaks for itself, I think. It also doesn't show on stage that you gave birth to 3 kids. So it's
So
crazy.
also no C-sections.
no, because
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
She's a beast.
because of discipline.
She's a beast.
Bro, turn your phone, please. Dre.
Oh, me, yeah.
Thank
My
you.
bad.
It's better
gotcha.
for the viewers.
Got you.
No,
So because I mean, for you with the discipline, it seems to be easy, but I talk, bro, this didn't even work. I don't know.
Let me see.
It does. Yeah, okay,
There we
now
go.
it works. So for you it seems easy, but we all know these people who have a job and still can't manage to prep and to go to the training like 3 times a week. What can you give those people as an advice to get better in life with the structure and with the timing and everything? Do you have a tip?
Especially as a mom.
Yes,
Like if you were
especially as a
talking
mom.
to,
Yeah.
yeah.
especially with a mom. I'm sure that everyone could find time for their training. It's even I know I lived like this. I know I didn't have people who helped me. I was nurturing my kids 1 and 5 year every so I was all the time I was kids, but for sure every woman, yes, every mother should have 1 or 2 hours in per day rest because I know relatives, husband, someone could could take the kids. So I used this time for training all the time, not for sleeping, not for eating, not for moving or scrolling something. I use
Reels.
this time for yes, I use this time for training. And I worked like coach in that time, so group coach, functional training, and
Back
can be
then,
done.
you always worked in sports?
No, I'm economist.
Okay.
Yes, I worked after university. I worked 3 or 4 years, but uh, I realized that sport this is my my passion, and I could not. It's not about me. So I worked in office. I know how it is, but all the time after office work, I went to the gym every time. So it was like priority. So
Priority.
and
Yeah.
you priority. You
Yeah.
could go to eat and drink with your friends, or you could go to train. And even if you are tired after training, you will be more energy and to have because energy burn energy.
Yeah.
So after the gym, you will feel better and that's more energy. So girls, women should just make these priorities.
Yeah.
So
And I think that's the most important thing too, is just know if it's a priority to you, you will make time for it. You know, it's saying like with a parent would say, my kids are my priority. They make time for their kids. If fitness, being in
Yeah.
shape, you know, and I think it's also being like for you probably don't see it now, but the impact you're gonna have on your kids as they grow up, you know, they see the healthy eating, they see the dedication, they see the hard work, they see they see from you that it's not it's delayed gratification. You know, I'm working now so I can have this later, you know, and all the things that you're doing, you know, it may seem for yourself, but your kids see it too. They see all the dedication. They see the early mornings. They see, you know, you still making time for them. They see everything you're doing, you know, and I think for you to do all of this, and it kind of takes an excuse away from everyone else. Like if I'm only working a job, but then I see you showing up to the gym 5, 6, 7 times a week, and you eating your meals as you should, you spending time with your kids, you working, all this stuff, and all I have to do is work and go to the gym, there should be no complaints from me, you know? So it should be not only inspiring for moms, it should be inspiring for people like me and, you know, Stefan and any other guy that's, you know, doing these things too, because we see you have a load on your shoulders, but you still prioritize the things that matter to you and you execute on those things.
I think
it's not just prioritizing things that matter to you. It's also prioritizing yourself.
yes,
Because I think many people nowadays are very how do I say it, like miserable. Like if you were to take like the average 9 to 5 blue collar, let's say working guy, they often neglect these like making time for themselves, which ultimately will lead to a lot of resentment. Because the thing is, you can't, as for example, if you're in a family and if you're a husband or if you're a wife or somebody, you have to make time for yourself, because if you don't put your own needs also like at a very high priority, how can you make room for others? And also like there's a nice saying which is like you have to you can't make anybody else happy unless you make yourself happy first, right? So I think that plays a big part in that whole equation, because if we neglect our own needs, how can we then like get like our potential, like, okay, everybody has some kind of baggage or emotional baggage or things that just bugs them. They want to feel better about themselves. And if they don't make that time for themselves, they grow resentful. They might be moody. They're gonna respond like
go crazy
they'd
over
be
time if you
irritable,
don't take this.
easy, and respond in a certain way to their partners because they're just dissatisfied with themselves, because they don't make themselves a priority first in order to then become a better version of themselves through doing these things and then become a better husband or a better part of the household that they're living in.
If you don't take your time, you won't be happy, and if you're not happy, how can you live with others and make them happy? So it's
100%.
It's
You can't pour from an empty cup. That's what they say. In English, they say you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's 100% true, you know? Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I think the same.
before I forget it, I just need to do this now. Please, guys, hit follow until I forget it again and do it at the end. Now is the time. All right, this was needed, so we need to gain some followers here. It's very important to support us. So it's about priorities. It's about really also prioritizing yourself.
Time for yourself, yes. And
And
how to use time for yourself?
you could use it scrolling in the bed those 2 hours, or you could work on yourself, and this will lead to a bigger thing at the end on the road. I think it's very inspirational, for real, because, like I said, I know a lot of people, also mothers who are only with one kid, who really struggle to do sports, and I'm not in the position to say those are excuses, but I can see the example on you that if you want it, you can make it happen. And the thing is, you're not just like going to the gym and pump through, you're a professional athlete at the end, you know? You're doing this professionally, and of course some people will say, oh, okay, it's her job, she needs to do this, but nobody's forcing you. You're not, if you place 4th at a Bikini Pro show, you're not earning a lot of money. You spend way more money on this sport than you get out of it, and it's really about just loving what you do.
Yes, and these efforts, it's not about money, because there is a lot of work that you could earn more money with less efforts.
Yeah.
So, but this, no,
Yeah.
This is
only,
just a hobby at the end. Yeah.
yes. So it's not about money for sure, but it's very hard work.
I hope
Like,
some people will see this and get motivated. For real, I really hope so. And it also motivates myself because at some point I was not prioritizing myself. For example, last season I was prioritizing my work, and it was also good like this because I needed to work, but I was the last thing I thought about. And at the end I regretted it. So I also need to put myself in the first place at some times, because it doesn't make you happy when you don't.
and one more thing that I want to say that if you have no not a lot of time, if you are busy, you use this time very effectively. Yes.
Yeah, effectively.
So so you could do everything. You could now I'm working on the project for women who have no time and money to go to the gym. So I'm working on the project that 30 minutes training in the morning, very active trainings in video. So only 30 minutes, and you will feel very good all the day, every day. But on empty stomach, you should do this very not very hard, but very active training. So for ordinary people, it will really good things. So I'm on prep, I'm doing my project with kids, I'm living foreign country without my house. So everything, yes, it's difficult. Yes, I have not enough time for, I don't know, for scrolling. But I like my life.
I have a little bit a different question to just change the topic a bit, and we go back to the fitness category you competed in.
Moment, I will switch because
With light, it's always better.
it become very
Yes, no,
very dark.
no problems. So,
You just see my teeth.
for the people who don't know, fitness is not about just being compared on stage. It's also about doing a routine, and the routine really is different from a bodybuilding routine. It's
Yes.
not just posing. You're really doing some acrobatic stuff like flips and handstand push-ups or whatever. How or did you get injured at some point? Because this is what I always think about when I see those competitors, and I saw them also at the Arnold Classic, and they do some crazy shit there. They're lean, so they prep for competition like a bodybuilder, like figure athlete. They also get compared like figure. They're low in body fat, they're dehydrated, and they do some crazy stunts on stage. Did you ever get injured, or how did you prevent getting injured? And you know, it's not only about the prep. You also need to choreograph this and really practice this. It's personally not my favorite category to watch. I need to be honest, but I think it's one of the hardest to participate.
It's one of the hardest. That is why not many girls want to compete in this category. And this category, I think, will die in future, because it's very difficult to make your body and to all the time do your routine. It's more than cardio.
It's and you do your
not
cardio on
just a
top.
cardio. Yeah, God bless. I didn't have serious injuries, but I have some problems, but not very serious. So it was good, but it was different because your muscles very tough, and it's difficult to straight it all the time for the splits, for all this and choreography. But I won world championship absolute category 3 years ago in fitness. It was an IFBB federation.
3 years ago.
Yes,
So,
because
for the people who don't know, there is an IFBB Elite League, which also is in Germany. The amateurs are DBFV. But there's also the IFBB Pro League where she's competing right now, and I think they split like 2017. There was a big split. Before there was only the IFBB Pro League, and then they split. And I thought you might competed directly in the NPC, but you did not.
No.
Okay.
No, in Ukraine it's not very popular NPC, IFBB, and I even didn't know about this federation. In our country, very popular is IFBB because it's like in government and ministry and in something like that. So 4 years ago, I returned after very long pause, very long break. I returned to that category, that federation. I competed in bikini, and cross category was fitness. And 2 years, and I won world championship. I won IFBB Elite Pro. Elite Pro, it's another one.
Yeah.
And switch here and start from the beginning.
So you won your IFBB Elite Pro card. Did you also compete as a pro in the
No.
other federation? You just won
No,
it and then you switched?
I won it, and
This
I
was
go.
your goal, and then you decided to take the next step?
Yeah.
And I mean, the bikini category in the IFBB Elite is way different than the bikini category
Absolutely
in the
different.
NPC. If you don't know, it's less muscular, and also the posing is different. How was the transition for you?
Thank you.
I mean, I think you needed to bro. Is it Coke Zero?
No,
No.
No, bro. Watch out for
Fanta.
diabetes.
I'm gonna get diabetes.
Did you check your blood sugar in the morning?
No,
Please do it.
I will.
You need to check it. Please stay around 70 to 90.
Yeah, I don't eat that much sugar.
It doesn't matter. You're overfeeding with your bulking.
Okay, I will check it.
It could be at some point an issue.
Okay,
So
I'll check.
enjoy your meal, bro.
I will.
Before we get back into the switch, what are you eating?
Double cheeseburger.
Oh.
1,
2.
2, and the Coke, or is it all?
Potato.
Potato, fries, yeah. Large fry.
Large fry.
Everything.
Well, medium
Tomato,
fry.
ketchup guy or mayonnaise guy?
Ketchup.
Ketchup, all right. Me too.
Yeah.
What about you, Katarina? Are you ketchup or mayo guy? Guy, I wanted to say
No,
girl.
I don't did this shit.
You never cheat?
Shit.
You never cheat? Like on do you eat outside?
No, but not at McDonald's. I
Yeah.
could eat pizza with cheese. I could eat beef steak, but something like that. But not McDonald's. I don't like, as you say, your digestion system. I don't.
My digestion
I
system
didn't-
good.
For
Hey,
you, it's okay. Yes.
Bro, if you enjoy it, eat it. Of course, it's not the most healthy thing, but pizza is also not. But
Yes.
huh?
Yes, it's also not, but it's better.
I mean,
than-
there's still levels on pizza. You know, you can eat the Italian pizza with some cheese, or you can eat a Pizza Hut completely cheesy crust, fatty pizza with 90 grams of fat in it. It's a difference.
Yes. No, I used a good restaurant with good food if I cheating. But my coach usually give me just more carbs like rice or cream of rice, and this is all my cheating. So
Okay, we will get to the nutrition in a sec. I just wanted to ask you, how was the transition for you from the IFBB Elite bikini category to the NPC slash IFBB Pro League bikini category?
Why am I not getting asked whether I'm a ketchup or a mayo guy?
I wondered, but I forgot. I'm sorry. Are you a ketchup or a mayonnaise guy?
so tell me.
Look,
Yes.
let's say it changed ever since I started lifting, because
Oh.
before I would be like mayo, but after I started lifting, and then every
Carbs.
time even when I cheat, I think about what am I going to eat, and then it's like keep the damage as minimal as possible, and then it's like, okay, you're probably gonna eat 2 burgers. And even though I'm not like huge on like beef burgers, I will still eat like a chicken burger with like fried chicken and like cheese and fried onions and stuff like that. So I already have a decent amount of fat. And then I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to push the fat
Yeah.
any higher.
Yeah.
Hence, I will probably not take the mayonnaise. If my girlfriend takes it, I will dip in like my fries, like
Hummus.
maybe once, just for the taste of it. But usually, even though I really like mayonnaise, I'd rather stay away from it than go with either ketchup, or if the fries are actually really good.
Barbecue sauce is also sugar.
No, I would just eat my fries plain, because sometimes I think that
Like I'm doing now.
the sauces take away a little bit from the taste.
If I
Yeah.
get food to home, I just eat light ketchup.
Yeah, I'm eating no ketchup.
Yeah, we need
Regular
to save some calories. But I
Yeah.
also think the same way as René. I also don't. In my case, I don't like mayo at all. I
Ah.
never did.
Me either. I don't like
It
mayo.
was ever. I just don't like the consistency. It was like pure fat, and I don't know. It was never my thing. And over the years, also my cheating changed. A few years back, I didn't give a fuck what I eat when I cheat, and now I really look for some things that I digest good, and maybe it's not the most horrible food source. Like I really like
It's
sushi.
not Popeyes.
I really
You
like
just can't do
sushi a
Popeyes.
lot, or Asian food. I think
Sushi, yeah, sushi is good.
sushi is my
I
favorite.
don't most of like the Asian dishes, I don't even consider it a cheat, because I feel too well afterwards. It doesn't
You need
it
to feel
doesn't feel
bad.
yeah, it doesn't feel wrong, like if I eat a bowl of like fried rice with vegetables and some hot some sriracha mayo and some chicken or something. It's basically just what I would eat anyway, with a little bit of like
More fat.
an upgrade on it.
Yeah.
It's not really,
It's
cheat
not
sheet
not
for
a,
me.
it's a level
cheat
one
sheet.
cheat.
Yeah.
Hey Dre,
I
this
won't
gonna
feel bad after
be
this.
the one part of the thumbnail. You know it, right?
Me eating this McDonald's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
It's gonna get clicks. Okay. Enough about food. We can
About
get
mayo.
back to the cheat discussion later. Because I think I asked you like 3 times now. How was the transition for you?
Okay,
We need
let me
to
answer.
finish this this topic to get
You
to
should
new
not
one.
repeat it. I remember. It was difficult because I was top in that federation, and then I came to this federation, this completely different level of athletes, absolutely different. So I need to change my proportion. I need to change a lot of things to be competitive here.
And
So-
in this podcast, we also talk about PDs. Is it the thing? Are you talking about this topic? Because I think in the amateur league, I know most bikini competitors are taking some stuff.
In you know that in IFBB, in that federation, you could not, because you have
You get
Doping
tested
control.
on the world championships, but
doping control.
let's be real. The testing is not.
No, I made it. Yes, testing really, because the last year I think many competitors didn't come this test. Didn't.
Yeah, they did not needed
yes.
to take the test.
No, they was.
They did not
test
pass
was-
it,
was
or
taken, but yes, but they didn't
okay.
pass it. A lot of competitors, so they should switch to Elite Pro, because in Elite Pro, no
testing.
doping, test. Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you,
Yes.
are you a natural athlete or not? I think you're not, because at that level, most girls are not anymore.
I don't know how how to say, but the thing is that Stefan
Yeah.
has give me gave me yes. So only I could say what
You
here,
can say if you want to. What?
but it's only growth hormone with two units
Okay.
and 5 milligram of oxandrolone. That's
Okay,
all.
that's legit. I
So
know a lot of amateurs who take
nothing
way
more.
more.
Nothing more. And for me, I'm very, I made very good quality of body, so I, I, I'm very good in
I mean, you're
losing
training
weight.
since longer than 20 years. Your
Yes,
quality
I'm
of the
losing
muscle.
weight, so I could be lean very fast, so without anything. Uh,
But
even in
did you
yes,
start before you switched, or was it with the switch to the new federation
I start with supplements,
with super supplements? I mean,
super supplements. When I switched 2 years ago, yeah,
okay.
I started, but it was only 3 months as before and stopped. Then
I know it's
feeling
always a
so.
little bit hot topic, especially with females, but there's also a lot of misinformation about this topic. And also, I think most amateurs are taking way more than you do.
Yes,
I know for a fact that amateur bikini girls in the IFBB elite are
mhm.
taking like tests and everything, and this is completely dog shit. So
No, I want to say
Taking,
that one
taking.
uh-huh
Why is taking test dog shit?
text
bro,
test.
because of the amounts those people take it. I know a lot of coaches who say to newcomers they need to take this, that, and that to be good at the sport, and I don't think that's the right move to
But you
really
just
start.
said you explicitly said tests and then you said dosages and then you brought another argument.
Bro, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
You don't. Bro, they
No,
really
because
put
first
like
you
half a
said
pharmacy in
because
those girls.
no, because first you said test and you said test is bullshit and
No, no,
then I
no.
asked you again and
Okay,
you said
test is
dosages
not bullshit, but I
and
don't
then I
think
want
that
to
you need it as an amateur, as a female bikini competitor.
I think even if like pro, you don't need it.
I mean, there's the thing like
If
female
you are
test,
girl,
fem
if you are
test.
woman,
It's very low dosage testosterone, but at the end it comes from a ULAB. You don't know what's in there. It could be higher,
okay.
and you're fucking up yourself with that. So the best.
Well, okay, let's say you can trust your source. What about then?
Then I don't think that you need testosterone in the first place, and you first should start
Why
with
not?
like, where's the benefit?
Start
Why
with
shouldn't
what?
just start if you should start with PDs in the first place? Try it natural. So this is just something I need to say before, but just start with like growth hormone. Why should you do test? Where's the benefit, bro?
Because how many females in their early 20s can afford growth hormone?
Still, I don't think that you should need femtest. Or what's your opinion? Just if you're arguing against me, just tell us what is your opinion. Do you think a
My opinion.
a female competitor in the amateur ranks should start using testosterone, or
That depends on the individual and where she is in regards to her muscularity.
maybe using insulin would be more effective and way cheaper?
Why?
Because it's the most anabolic thing you can put in your body. It's almost
I've
never
never
faked.
seen I've never seen anyone who is no, it's almost never fake if you knew. I've never seen anyone who is natural that started taking insulin making better progress on it than if he were to actually take PDs.
So, what is your opinion? Should you start with testosterone? Or
I think a female should start with testosterone, a very, very low dosage of it, because it's once a bioidentical hormone, so the body knows what to do with it. You will not get any liver damage from it. Your renal system will not get fucked up. Your lipids will pretty much stay the same. So you have that already out of the way. And the second thing is that if you take something like Anavar or Winstrol or NPP as a female, you're already putting exogenous DHT into your body, which means you get directly the adverse side effects from using DHT instead of when you take testosterone and you take a very small amount of it, like let's say 3 to 5 milligrams per week or like 2 to 5 milligrams per week, which is average in my opinion for many female athletes, you have first and foremost a bioidentical hormone, and your body is going to dictate the amount of conversion that takes place into DHT that you can also predict and check in your blood work by seeing what your free androgen index is like as a female, how much free testosterone and dihydrotestosterone levels, how high they already are before you start. So you have already a good better predictability in regards to like how bad the possible outcome of your possible virilization is going to be. And if you're lucky, and that means like not lucky, but if in most cases many females don't even have any side effects like virilization from taking femtest or like low dosage testosterone, because, like I already said, the rate of the conversion into DHT is dictated by their own body, rather than just taking exogenous DHT and just throwing it at the female and at the system directly.
Okay, I get your point. How is it with PCT then? Is it the same as in males? Do you also need to do PCT after you ended the season, for example?
Of course, you're going to have a shutdown in testosterone, no matter if you take testosterone or if you take a DHT derivative. It's the same.
All right.
The degrees are different, and we have studies that show that oxandrolone actually doesn't cause that much of a shutdown. I think there was a study that went up to 80 milligrams, obviously in males, but still that didn't cause a shutdown of the HPTA axis, so people were actually able to recover and rather didn't even have to recover or to PCT because their own testosterone production was not even affected up to 80 milligrams.
Up to 80 milligrams?
Up to 80 milligrams.
Okay,
yeah.
that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot, also for male.
Very elaborate.
Did you inform yourself about DHEA to raise up your natural testosterone level?
No, it doesn't do it. No.
Or am I? It could also be that I'm switching the the name of the thing.
DHEA raises androgens in human beings. It's, for example, nothing that you should take as a female if you have like polycystic ovary syndrome, because they already have very high levels of androgenicity in the body, and you obviously don't want to put gasoline into the fire and increase the amount of androgens and free testosterone and dihydrotestosterone in a female body, because that obviously will lead again to virilization. But if if a female has a very low androgenicity and she also wants to like do something or take something that is going to help her with her ability to recover, produce more red blood cells, better oxygen supply, nutrient partitioning, etc., it's not a it's a rather marginal difference if you take it. But if, let's say, your blood work shows that you have still room in order to still be in the reference range and get, like, let's say, to the end of the reference range to get your androgen index a little bit higher, then you can start taking DHEA as a woman.
Right. But, okay, I ask you a lot. What are you guys' opinion? Should amateurs in the IFBB lead in the bikini division even need to take PDs, because I think this is a level of muscularity that you can attain naturally very well. Of course, it depends on the individual.
Depends on the individual.
But I think if it's in those categories, I don't think that you need to take anything. In the NPC, it's different because those girls are crazy. It developed a lot. But in the IFBB Elite, they're still looking for a slimmer version. And in my opinion, you should not take anything in those categories.
Depends. Do you want to be competitive or no? Because at the end of the day, nobody cares on stage whether you, I don't know, whether you took something or not. What counts is the end result and what you're looking like on day X. And if taking something is going to contribute positively to that and just going to help you achieve your goal, even if you, I don't know, don't have the, let's say, experience or the time invested into it in order to accrue that muscle mass that is needed, because obviously not everybody is training for 20 years and already has that, first and foremost, like that quality and also that muscle density and that overall like just muscularity. Because think about it, how much, if you really dedicate yourself like 10 years to the sport and you eat well, even as a female, if you don't have the best genetics, you're going to be competitive. Yeah. But most of the people don't do that. They don't spend that time.
It's about patience in that case. So I think
but also you cannot, do you want to say like, oh, that therefore people shouldn't start competing until they're like ready? And then it's like the discussion again, what do you want to do as an athlete? Do you want to just have the experience? But then it's like, do you just want to be competitive? For how long you want to do it? It's dependent on a lot of factors.
I agree. It definitely depends on a lot of factors. Like I'm saying, you can't nix it. If you wanted to nix it, there are natural leagues. If they want to be ready, if they can't be ready, if you want to nix it, there are natural leagues that they can compete in to be natural. You know, but it basically depends on what the person wants. Like we can't necessarily assume on our own mindset what they want. It's for them to decide that. So if they have been lifting weights for 2 years and they decide they want to get on stage and they want to bring the best package of taking something will help them get that, then sure, they should take something. I definitely recommend that they do it, you know, with logic, you know, just not throwing anything in their body and stuff like that. But I don't say that it kind of discounts them from doing it, you know. It just depends on what they want. And of course, like he said, everybody is not going to do it for 10 years, wait 10 years, you know. Of course, we live in a society where it's very microwave. Everybody wants everything now. So most people are not going to want to wait 10 years. They want to go now, you know. So that's just my opinion. It doesn't make it right, but it's just my opinion.
It's all about opinion. I mean, we can just share our opinions here.
Yeah.
So we heard Dre's, we heard René's, we heard mine. What is your take?
Mine?
Yes.
For me, I think that in bikini, I could speak in bikini category. In other categories, sure, it's impossible to do to make this shape without using hard supplements. Yes, but bikini category, many girls really use a lot of stuff, and I think girls should stay girl, women should stay woman, because sometimes it's really crazy bikini girls using a lot of things. So I could speak about myself. Yeah, I could not speak about and other people, but I'm happy not to use a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's really nothing.
It's the best case scenario, of course.
And
the best case is, of course, to be on that level without anything, but it's unrealistic in most cases.
Because when I started to work with Stefan, I was ready. So I think that we will use a lot of, because many coaches in Ukraine could advise you many different things.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Not only in Ukraine, also in Germany. It's the same thing.
Yes, but Stefan say no, 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 no. Okay, no, okay, and I'm happy because my period, woman period, is day in day, every month. I'm stay woman, I'm stay girl, I'm stay femininity. So I'm happy. I don't know how it could be in other girls, but for me, it's good. I like this.
All right.
Yes, maybe I need more time to build the shape what I want.
Don't rush the
But
process is also the thing here, I think. Of course, you can put more stuff in, but also the risk to reward ratio is also different.
yeah,
I mean, you
my
can always
health
grow.
is perfect, everything. So
It's not
I
only
feel
about the
good.
females, it's the with the males as well. The more you put in, the more risk you have. Of course, you
That's
will
true.
maybe grow more muscle in a shorter period of time,
But
but
that's a big maybe if you consider how many people out there are taking stuff that don't look like anything. They
okay,
don't even look.
that's
They don't.
also
They
the
don't. They
yeah.
don't even look like
Yeah.
bad naturals. They look
Yes,
like
yes,
Yes.
what like if somebody like that tells you in the gym, because I think we already all of us made that had that experience that we met somebody in the gym and he told you that he's like taking something and you look at him and you're like,
Yeah, and you just
You're like,
really?
what the
what?
what?
Like,
What?
what?
yes. Because many people think that this is only one solution. If
It's a
you
shortcut.
take
It can't be without, I think.
Yeah.
They sign to the gym and they hop on test and whatever. Yeah.
And yeah, and
You know what?
I think people don't take into account your genetics play a big part in taking something too. Like you can, if you got trash genetics, it probably won't take it like a person with good genetics too. And
It's
I
all
think one thing social media kind of gets a lot of people because they see these kids or young people with great genetics and they taking some type of PEDs, but sometimes these people also have great work ethics. But
yes.
you can't necessarily see a person work ethic over a Instagram video. So they think like, oh, this person taking some, I want to take some too. And then they don't do it right. They don't have the work ethic or none of this stuff. And then they upset because they don't get the results. And then
It's about the quick fix.
yes,
They see the person, oh, he's on juice. If I get on juice, I will look the same. But it doesn't work like this.
it doesn't. And I hate the kind of like stigma behind like, oh, this person's on juice, that's why he's so big. No, just because it's a person on juice, they don't make them big. There are a lot of people on juice that are just fat. But on juice, you still have to have a work ethic. You still have to put in the work. It just doesn't come to you overnight. Like the people that are on juice or PEDs and they have these great shapes, it's because they're putting in the work day in and day out. It's not just it seems like a quick fix, but there's a lot of work that goes into it too.
But
You know?
if we look at the guys in the gym, there are also some dudes who are big and younger people are looking to them and they ask them what are they taking and they really think if they do the same, they will look the same. But it's not like those people really know what they're doing most of the times. If you just speak with the big dude in the gym, you know.
Yep.
So if you have a certain goal, I really recommend get a good coach who knows their stuff. And that's another part. How do we know who is a good coach? Because I heard some stories from other coaches, and the stories are crazy. What they tell the people to do. Also, they really.
yes.
So, what are you guys' opinion? How do you differentiate who's a good coach before you to get into coaching? You know, because if you're in the coaching, you know what they're gonna do with you. But if you're not, how do you select?
For me, it was recommendation from the person who's very care about me. So um,
From other
that's why
athletes,
I
or
that's why I believe, and I said, okay, sure.
because
So
Instagram and YouTube is a different story. You know, everybody tries to put themselves out there the best in the best possible light. I mean, we all do. Of course, we also try to stay real, but at the end, it's just a part of our personality and what we put out, what we decide to put out in the internet.
yeah,
And I think the best thing is to talk with other athletes. What are they doing? how is it working, how is the health, and the more info you get from other people, the better you can decide, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the character, like when you're speaking to other people, you also have that part where you see the relationship that you have with that coach over time as time grows. You know, like I don't think that it's about being the perfect coach, but I think it's more about being honest. You know, like if you can be honest, because you can't necessarily promise a person certain results, but what you can promise them is that, like, yo, I'm gonna give you my full effort. You know, and whatever comes out of it, you know, you got my full effort. Like, of course, when a coach has done it for a while, he kind of has a expectation of what could happen after he or she does a certain thing. You know, they have no expectation, but it's just about being honest. And I think that we get caught up a lot in social media. Like a lot of these people are very popular, so they get all of these clients, but they either can't manage them or they're just not being honest with them. And then like a lot of people get messed over about it, and then they upset. Well, you also, as a person, you didn't do as a client, you didn't do what you needed to do. You following a person blindly, you know, like you had to, like, just like your coach is expecting you to meet markers, you have to expect your coach to do the same thing. You have to conversate with your coach and make sure, okay, my coach is just not telling me this just to tell me this. He or she is telling me this because this is what we're going to do. And this is what, if we don't get this, we should get close to this, you know? So I think the personality and the honesty is a big part in choosing a coach as well. Like you want to talk to some athletes and be like, okay, he or she is very honest with me. They're telling me I'm not doing this, or this is why I'm not getting a result. And when I've changed this, I got the result that we were trying to get initially. You know?
What also is a big part, in my opinion, there's also a responsibility of the athletes themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to do the things the coach tells them. Everybody has a right to say no. You need to inform yourself what the coach is telling you. Just think about
No,
it.
you don't. Wait.
I mean,
You can skip that, and you can just ask your coach why he's doing what he's doing.
Yes.
Why is he suggesting what he's suggesting? Why does he want you to take what you're going to take? What can happen? What are the side effects? What can I expect? Not just blindly follow.
Yeah, but most people do.
But
I just encourage
You
the
know?
people to ask and to think for themselves. Because
Make analysis. Make analysis of
yes.
this
Also inform
situation.
yourself. If a coach tells you take A, B, and C, Google it. Inform yourself, and also
Teach
ask
us.
the coach why.
I have to no, because I'm sick and tired of having clients that I'm doing stuff with that come up with, oh, I've seen this on Reddit and I read this one and this influencer said this one, and I'm sitting there and I have to say, like, okay, come on. Like, yes,
you
I'm
explain
going
it
to
then.
explain as to I'm going to explain as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. But at a certain point, it also becomes annoying if I have somebody coming up every week to me saying, oh, this guy said this is that, or this guy said this compound is better, and
Yeah,
why are we
okay, I
not
know what
using
you
this?
mean,
And
yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And at a certain point, it just becomes like, I mean, can I really blame the guy for the fact that he gets bombarded with all kinds of different information all the time? Not really, but at the same time, it's also, hey, you also have a little bit of trust into your coach, because obviously, yes, we all cook with water, quote unquote, but when it comes to hormones and training and things that just need somebody with the experience needed to make the appropriate decisions and changes for the athlete as an individual, and what's appropriate for them and what will get them further in the long run. I think you should also give your coach the benefit of the doubt and just trust him a little bit.
It's about
ask
trusting,
him
but not blindly
ask him
trust.
for his ask him for his reasoning as to why you as an individual need that. But because there are so many different approaches out there, and there's also so much misinformation and
I think we can
blah 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 out
conclude.
there.
I think we can conclude this topic by just ask your coach why you should take this stuff, and if he gives you a good explanation and it fits, you just need to trust, of course.
Wait, a good explanation that aligns with the things that you as an individual need, your individual needs, not just the general consensus, like, oh, it's because we always did it like that.
Yeah.
Trenbolone, because trenbolone is
It's
the
been
most
used since
powerful
years.
steroid.
Everybody
That's
does
why you're
it.
taking it.
Yeah, no.
And then the question should then always be, why am I taking that? Is there maybe a safer way, or is there maybe a way, more
But
appropriate for me as an individual?
I still think that people just shouldn't trust blindly, and I see it all the time. People just do
Maybe
what they
check before trust.
huh?
Check before trust.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
trust.
because it's your body at the end, and if you just trust your coach blindly and you fuck up your health is fucked up, not the coach's health. And we all know that some coaches, and maybe there are more than some, there are a lot of coaches who just put everything into the body of the athletes to win some trophies. It's reality, and I think that's the thing. You should think for yourself, but also ask the coach and get a good explanation. And if the explanation fits, you need to trust the coach. And because, of course, a coaching relationship without trust is not a good relationship. Because then you're doing things by yourself and it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yes.
Did you, Katarina, start working with the coach from the beginning on, or did you get introduced to coach later on in your career?
No, with Stefan? Or...
No, just in general. I mean, you're competing since a lot of years. Did you do it by yourself at the beginning, or you always been coached?
Always with coaches, but now from now, yeah, I could make analysis of these coaches and say some coaches was not very good, but
at the end you know better.
Everyone I think has some not very good experience in this field, because it was a long time ago, and bodybuilding was like something new.
But back then there was not that much information that we have now on the internet. I mean, also in this podcast, we give out a lot of free information, and it's not only in this podcast. You can find everything on the internet. But back then there were magazines, and you needed to trust the coach. There was not such a thing like Google or wherever you can find the information. I think back then it was a bit more difficult than nowadays to do your own research.
Actually, I think it was harder. I think it's harder now than back then, though.
Because of the overflow.
Because it's so much that everybody's saying, and a lot of people don't know what they're talking about. So, if you not paying attention, you'll follow anything somebody's saying. Whereas back then, I wouldn't say only limited, but there was very few people who had it. And like the people in the magazines are most of the time people like very trusted, So when they saying something, most people can accept that information and move forward with it. Nowadays, it's like, man, you might listen to somebody and it might wreck your health for the next 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Off of one or two things that you've done, they told you. So I think it definitely, there's less information back then, but I think that was better. Like a lot of time we think
the quality
more is
of
better,
the information, you think?
Yes, it was better quality. Sometimes we think more is better, but more is sometimes actually worse.
You will most of the time back then you also already had the direct reference, because and
Sorry?
experience.
Can you repeat it? What was the word?
Back then you already had the direct reference from the experience of the athletes themselves, because either, like Drew already said, it was somebody like for example, back then in Muscular Development magazine or Flex magazine, they had editors like Ron Harris or Dave Palumbo writing the columns, who obviously have been coaches for years, who had experience with athletes. They understood the body, endocrinology, how certain things work. That was one of the sources of information, and the other one was forums. And on the forums, people would share their experiences with whatever they were recommended doing or saw other people doing and trying to emulate that. And then they would also say, because these posts would most of the time would start with like, Started my cycle of this and that 16 weeks ago, and this is the result, and this and that fucked me up, and this and that happened, and blah 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 blah. And then people were starting discussing about it. So they were like, you could see like common denominators, so like side effects or things that didn't work out or whatever that would just help you then access that information and make up your own mind like, do I want to go through this also? And then it's like, not sure about that.
Yeah.
Rather than having somebody on Instagram in a 15 or 20-second reel telling you that Boldenone is the greatest drug ever, or you should only train with length and partials because this study says this and that. And then it's like, okay, you have information here, but you don't have a lot of people commenting in the comment section about their direct experiences with it. No, most people in the comment section are either saying, oh, this guy's fucking stupid because X, Y, Z, or they say, yeah, bro, that's the only thing, blah, blah, blah. Number one, and it's just like echo chamber shit, and that's not gonna help you getting better as an athlete because nobody is gonna take the time and nobody's gonna take the time to actually read it. If somebody were to go into that comment section and say, hey, I've been trying this for 2 years and this were the results.
Yeah. There's also a German saying, I tried to translate it a little bit. You don't see the forest because of the trees, or I don't know if it's translated correctly, René. Man sieht den Wald vor lauter Bäumen nicht. It's
yeah, you got it. Yeah, I think people understand.
Okay. The German people will understand for sure now. All right. Wanna come to the next topic, maybe? Maybe a little bit more training related again? Because I'm really curious what your training consists of, because I only see you training legs and glutes all the time. Do you train upper body?
No.
Okay. I was thinking that.
Yes, now
How's your
this
split?
period of bulking only legs and glutes. Only legs and glutes, no upper body.
But how is it split up?
How is it split up? Day after day, day after day. Now I'm training. One day train, one day rest.
Okay, so one day on, one day off, and you have one training, and it's the same every time.
No, the same. No, the same. The different exercises for different part of legs. Yes, but always low body. And for now, it's for now because I was in one because of my acrobatic and everything. My upper body grow
That's
very
yeah,
fast,
yeah.
very fast. Just back and
Do you
shoulders, no problem.
do you have a monster tattoo on your wrist?
Huh?
Do you have a monster tattoo on your wrist?
Here?
No, on the wrist, on the right one, here. Is this a monster logo?
No, it's Ukraine.
Okay, I thought it was the Monster Energy logo.
No.
That would be great. I was completely addicted to energy drinks, and Renee still to this day said it is not an addiction, but I mean it. I drank 1, 2, 3 energies a day, and I couldn't
It's
stop.
not very healthy.
No, it's not healthy. Of course not.
Not healthy
But I
completely.
stopped. I stopped, and I completely stopped because it fucked up my stomach, and this was the reason. Now I drink a coffee with 30 grams of protein here. There's a ready to drink coffee. I really like it. What you guys think about lactose in the diet, in the daily diet, or milk products?
No milk
I'm
product.
saying most people, I think like 60 to 65% of people are lactose intolerant. For black people, it's even worse. So
Really?
yes, like 97% of black people are lactose intolerant. And I've eaten
97?
cheese. Yeah, I've eaten cheese and drank milk my whole life. And Karina just told me like a few weeks ago that I'm lactose intolerant. I think she smelled me. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had gas. But
How
there
about
is some
milk products without lactose?
lactose-free milk is okay. But drink lactose-free milk sometimes, but it's hard to have it here. Like on base, like it's only one I like on base, and sometimes I don't have it, so I just don't drink milk. So usually I'm just mixing my protein with water and
Yeah.
pour it on my
Yeah.
cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got so used to that I'm nowadays I don't even bother. Even if I have like chocolate almond milk at home, I'm just like, nah.
You know
Always
something
water.
crazy? You know something
Always.
crazy? I remember this was like when Stephen first started coaching me. It was like July or August of 2023, and I posted on my story. I had this lactose-free protein milk.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
Stephen was like, "Hey, what is that?" And I was like, "It's like lactose-free milk." He was
It
like,
was in
"No."
prep and he was already late when we started. And he
Yeah,
put on
he was like, he was like, "No." He was like, mix it with water and protein. And I told Verena, I was like, if I don't like this, I'm gonna drink the milk. And then I tried it that one day. I'm like, oh, this is not so bad.
it's not that bad. It's
It's not at
also
all.
you need to get used to it. I think the
Yeah.
transition when people start in my coaching, sometimes they say I can only drink the protein with milk, and I think of course the transition is
Pussies! Pussies!
it is hard sometimes because I drank a protein shake a few weeks ago with milk for the first time
Oh,
in
It's
years.
the texture. It's the
It
texture,
tastes
man.
way better.
Yeah,
Way.
Yes.
it's amazing.
Way
It's
better.
amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I
It
give you
tastes
that.
it tastes for me like a freaking milkshake. Like you get
Yeah.
from I don't know the ice cream bar or something. But at the end it's not beneficial. And my
not, though.
goal also, I want to put it out here, I want to stop drinking this coffee with the protein and lactose-free milk, but it helped me to get rid of the monster. So I think it's less harmful than the monster.
you
I
choose
agree.
choose
I agree.
less.
I agree.
And I
But
will reduce it for sure, maybe earlier, but minimum when I come back to Germany because it's not there. And I'm gonna drink my coffee black from then on.
You could just remove the protein and maybe put like one or two stevia-based flavor drops in it if you still need the sweetness. Because me personally, I think it's a waste of time and money to just drink protein or like an isolated macronutrient on its own. Because hormonally speaking, it's not doing anything for you, you know?
It's
Yeah.
still
I don't-
protein in your system or not?
But I
Huh?
think I like it better with. I think it's more beneficial to do it with like cereal or some type of carbs. You
Yeah,
know, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
eat a banana
Yeah.
with it. So
Yeah, if speaking about coffee, I think it's very tasty with rice milk or almond milk,
yeah,
and
still yeah.
it's
This
also,
would be
you
a
know,
good option, but I found this ready to drink protein
sugar-free.
coffee, and I just
Sugar-free without.
yeah, it's lactose free, it's sugar free, but still it has milk in it, and it's not good, and it is
No,
expensive.
rice milk or almond or something.
I will switch it.
Yeah,
I
but
will switch it.
But okay, I don't want to be that person that says it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. These are terrible for the environment, meaning like how much water and like acres and of land and like CO2 emission it actually takes to like produce a freaking glass of almond milk is completely ridiculous.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the
also right.
manufacturing process is just so um I don't know, not tedious.
unorthodox.
So yeah, an
Okay,
exacerbated
rice
like
milk. Okay, rice.
in all the
Almond.
steps on how it gets processed and everything, that it's actually worse than if you actually were drinking just usual milk, you know. But
I think you can do it
Yeah.
right. Also, you can
No,
you
you
can
can't.
you just can't do everything right. It is what it is. You shouldn't eat right because of the arsen. I don't know how it's called in English. It's always a problem.
arsenic, arsenic.
Yeah, it's always a problem with rice. It's in the flour. So you shouldn't eat rice. Okay, what should you eat instead?
Yeah, but look, with the arsenic, obviously you could choose to get your rice from like, I don't know. I'm sure that if you were to go, for example, to um, an Asian cuisine store, where they supposedly, or at least I hope, get the rice like in these big big sacks of rice, like 5 to 6 kgs, like directly from the farmers, like completely unprocessed or anything. Okay, obviously rice is always unprocessed, but
I really think
the
that it's in every product, in every rice, because it's in the floor. At least this is what my wife is saying, and I trust my wife in that regard. She's a health coach. She's thinking about health all day long, and I have also discussions with her because of wheat.
okay, look, arsenic is concentrated in the husk of the rice. That means if you eat rice without, or obviously not brown rice, but white rice, you should be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I need to talk to my wife after this podcast.
I hate brown rice anyway, so I'm good.
Yeah, and also if you eat a lot of brown rice, you have so much fiber in the system.
Yeah.
You're gonna fart all the time.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah. But okay, what is about gluten? Gluten is supposed to be bad for your stomach and also an allergic. You also have gluten in
Pasta?
oats.
Yeah, pasta.
Should you? What is your take? Should you eat only gluten-free oats, or doesn't it matter for you?
For me,
Tell. It doesn't matter.
for
I
me?
ask in
Is
the round.
there is there such a thing as gluten-free oats?
Yes.
I eat all oats, but it's not a many. It's only one time per day in the morning. Um, so for me, it's normal.
How much oats do you eat in the morning at the moment?
60 grams.
Okay, I think it's also a difference if you eat 60 grams or 200 grams on a daily basis.
Yeah, sure. 60
Yeah.
20
grams.
grams, a lot of oats. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like, what oats?
I mean, if you need to eat like 700 grams, or we have the other guest Tip, and
Tip,
I
yeah.
think the second podcast he ate in his off season 1,000 grams of carbs. You're gonna eat a lot of carbs and also oats and rice and
Insane.
whatever.
No, but dude, if I had to eat 1,000 grams of carbs, which I actually do, I wouldn't.
Just
I
eat.
don't. I usually don't eat oats because sometimes I do it, but just because I crave it, because I like eating oats actually. But it fucks with my stomach because obviously at a certain quantity it's just too much and I get gassy. If I eat it, I would eat it as my last meal, and I still would be a little bit gassy in the morning from it. But also, like, with what it actually does to my bowel movement and everything, it just doesn't sit right with me when you have to eat these quantities. So I'd rather avoid it, even though I like to eat it a lot.
There's a lot of fiber in oats too, yeah. Like they got a lot
Yeah.
of fiber. So yeah, that get the gassy part. But I think like, man, if I had to eat so many carbs, potatoes. I love potatoes.
Are you still
Bro,
eating
your
potatoes in the
your
off-season?
stomach will burst.
I know it probably, but I'm saying, but I love potatoes, man. They so my stomach digests them well though. I'm saying
Are
I
you
know I
still-
got the rice. Rice is the easiest way.
Bro, are you still eating potatoes in the off-season now?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Are you still
How many
hungry?
grams of
Huh?
how many grams of carbs do you have, Dre?
460.
Okay, that's
It ain't, yeah,
that's
it ain't
okay.
insanely crazy. Yeah, I don't have insanely crazy carbs. Like,
But look, for example, for me, even when I transition out of my cut and I'm around like 4.8K, around 5,000, I would have to eat my last meal. If my last meal were potatoes, I would have to eat a kilo.
Yes.
well,
Eat a kilo of
That's a-
potatoes and you have
That's
fun.
look. If you make them in the oven, you know, and
They
you
shrink.
marinate them before a little bit with they shrink and it's easier to eat and then it's okay, you know. But in general, like peak off season, like right now, if I eat I just can't, and it just can't fit the calories. I would have to drown it in freaking sweet chili sauce or something to make up for the lack of carbs, you know, per 100 grams. It's
I don't mean eat all my carbs in potato, but I love potatoes. But I'm saying like, sometimes I switch it up to sweet potato, but of course I know like the majority of it need to be rice. Like rice is
Bro,
either
and you
one-
just
either-
ate potatoes a few minutes ago.
I know. I had potatoes earlier today too.
Good carb source. Yes.
Yeah, I had potatoes with beef and red peppers today. It was amazing too.
All right.
All right.
Do you guys have any questions? Because I think I already asked everything, and if I forget something, I will ask you in the gym, Katarina.
Sure.
Do the guys write down here, and there? Do you guys have questions?
Hey.
I have one more question. One more question for Katerina and for Dre.
Okay.
How is it for you guys when you're on prep? And obviously, you have your kids around, and they might snack something sweet every once in a while. So you have these things in the house. I assume for both of you guys, it's already just you're running like so automatically that you don't even look at it anymore, or you don't even consider it a possibility to just grab something and just eat it, you know? But in general, like in your earlier stages, how was it for you guys when you had like sweet things around and you were in prep, and how did you deal with those with the cravings? Like, especially for Katerina, my question would be, when you're prepping, are you very hungry, and how do you cope with the hunger, or you just keep yourself so busy that you don't even have it on your mind?
The problem is that not even on the prep, even on the off season, I eat the same food but different capacity, the different quantity. Yes, so I don't eat sweets at all. No, off season. For me, it's like plastic. I
It's
just
nothing to eat.
Nothing to eat. I change it in my brain. So like something like maybe it's a habit for many years. So I don't want it. It's for me. I want to eat rice crepes or something else. For me, it's tasty. So for me, even food on prep, it's tasty. And by the way, I'm cooking everything for my kids, for my family all the time. I'm cooking all food. So for me, it's normal. I switch something here, and I do everything, and I even don't want to try. I don't want to eat this. I don't know. I try to change it in my mind, because if you don't change it, you could go mad all the time. So I manage with it.
Yeah. For me, it's essentially so I only get Chloe every 2 weeks, so she's only over for like the weekend. So typically, if she's coming over, I only buy snacks when she's coming over, you know, and I buy enough just for her. So when she leaves, there's no more, you know.
That's
Yeah.
smart.
Smart.
Ah.
It's really
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, so I try not to buy no snacks in large quantity. And then sometimes when I go to work, like last year when I used to go to work and I was in prep, they used to fuck with me. They used to bring like one guy at my job. He used to always fuck with me. He'll bring like Reese's or like cookies and stuff, and he'll leave it on my desk. And I told him, I was like, if you bring anything else in here again, I'm gonna open it up and throw it down the toilet. I'm like, it's gonna be a waste of your money if you keep bringing, because I'm like, I'm not gonna eat this. But it ended up being like he'll bring it and then somebody else will eat it, because I'm like, no, I'm not eating this. He'll like, well, I'm just trying to test you.
Do they want to
manipulate?
Yes, manipulate
Yeah. Not
you
necessarily.
with that, or they just being nice?
He just like to fuck with me. That's all it is. He just like he just does it randomly. Like one day,
If you have those colleagues, you don't need enemies.
I know 100%. It was one day he asked, he was like, yo, I'm going to like the commissary, like the grocery store. He was like, do you need anything? I was like, yes, could you please grab me 100 grams of blueberries? And he was like, okay. And so I had to go somewhere, and then when I came back, I was like, did you get my blueberries? And he was like, yeah, I got them. So I walked in my office, and it was like
Muffins.
a plastic container of like 15 cookies. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
thank
like,
you
dude,
very much.
I was like, this is so fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But a lot of people really struggle when they have sweets at home.
Oh,
For
I
you,
have
you're
a
a
lot
machine, Katerina. We already
I
know
have
this.
a lot of sweets.
But I really always
Cookies.
recommend people not to get the things in the house, because
Uh,
not everybody is as disciplined. And it's
I should be, because I could not my kids like it, so it's like,
If you would not be, you couldn't do what you do.
yes, I could not do this. I have no choice.
So it's
I should
also about
adopt to
priorities
this
and being
situation.
disciplined. But for
Yes.
most people, it's really beneficial if they don't have those things at home.
Yeah,
Katerina, I have one more question.
Huh?
How often do you let your kids snack? Like, do you come home sometimes and they're just throwing down a bag of potato chips and you're like, hey, kids, it's enough. I'm about to cook dinner. Like, stop it, you know? Or
Yes, I mean, yeah, you're really health concerned and you're eating clean all day long every week. How is it for your kids? Do they also only need to eat clean all day, or how do you manage it? Because I think you also wanna have them build a healthy lifestyle. How do you manage it with the raising of the kids?
rather ask how you build a healthy relationship with food, because that's the number one thing, you know?
I like I try to they eat normal food, not like diet clean. So the normal food.
But what is normal food for you?
Normal food? It's
For most people, normal
spaghetti.
food is a pizza. You
No,
know,
no.
that's normal food for most people, or eating cereals for breakfast.
Ukrainian dishes. So I made this. I don't know even how in English it will be. Котлети, чи щось таке. Це, ну, Ukrainian food, so Ukrainian traditional food from meat, from chicken, from beef, something
Just a little bit more fatty, maybe.
fried, but without a lot of oil, so something diet, but not for your prep.
Yeah.
So it's normal food for kids, for their growing, for
But
to
still
have.
good food sources.
Yes, good food. But if they want to eat something, but they could, but it's not often. So I think the childhood should be childhood, and they don't need to be like
Strict
in
with
this
the.
strict. Yes, they eat normal food, and if they want sweets, okay, they could eat something, but not like chips every day or something like that.
So you also regulate it.
Yes, I try to regulate it for sure, and I don't. I try to explain that Coca-Cola or something like that. It's not very good. But if they want to sometimes drink it, okay, because you know that prohibited all the time everything. It's
They
for
they
kids.
will do it at the friends
Yes.
or overdoing it maybe if you're not there.
Yeah.
Yes. So they could eat when not very often, not every day, not like this, but they know that they could eat it and they could drink it, and it's not like prohibited.
And also you're
I-
leading by example. If you're not eating it by yourself, they see,
Yes.
okay, mama isn't eating it. You know, I think it's different.
Yeah,
in this
I
case.
try to
But
to show that I'm eating no eating health food, and so I'm looking like this. So that is the point.
how
to
old
eat.
are your kids?
13, 9, and 6. Every 3 year. Every 3 year. Every 3 year, I had a kid. I had a child.
Plans on any more?
No,
Oh,
no.
there's
Enough.
someone in the background. Hello.
Yes. Now I want to focus on my career finally. Finally, because I need it.
I think
need it.
also some people think you can only compete until you're like 30 in bikini, but it's not like this. Okay, I think it depends because some 25-year-old girls are looking older than you. It also depends, but do you think about retiring at any age, or did you
I
already
think
think about it, or
it's
you're just moving
it's
along how it goes?
it's very like unique thing. You could compete in 39 even. I know girls in in 50 years looks good.
And
So
for example, let me just throw that in there real quick. Angelica Texera is Texera.
Is she
Angelica
bikini
Texera.
or?
Yeah, she's 39 years old.
wow, so it's personal thing. I think it's depend from lifestyle and lifestyle, not only when you decided to take part in competition, but your lifestyle before this. So you could kill your body and without competition.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I think the sport is really beneficial for your looks, also for your overall aging, maybe. Of course, PDs maybe not, but overall, eating healthy, doing cardio, training in the gym is good for longevity and
yes,
also for the
clean
aging
food.
process.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
I think that's a good end for this podcast. Please, guys and girls, tell us what you think about those topics in the comment section, and we see us next week. Bye bye. It was nice having you on the podcast.
Thank
you
you.
very much. It was a good one, and I wish you a good evening.